Hey everyone, Eric here. So iOS 7 came out yesterday, and I know a lot of people have had problems getting iOS 7, but it seems like most of those problems have been resolved, so you should be able to get iOS 7 now. I got it actually this morning at 1 a.m., so yeah. Anyway though, we're going to take a look at iOS 7 in this video, so let's get started. So here's my iPad 4th generation with iOS 7. Now turning it on, you can see the lock screen has been completely redesigned. You can access your notifications from up there. You can also access your settings, which we'll get to later. But looking at the lock screen, it's been redesigned. You can slide to unlock now from anywhere. You can also slide upward and access your camera. But if you want to unlock it, I have a password set, and the password has been redesigned so it looks different. So I'm going to enter my password. And now we're into iOS 7, and did you see that transition? That transition is awesome. That actually is something I do like about iOS 7. It has some transitions here and there, which I've always been a fan of. Now, if you take a look at the folders have been redesigned, so you open it, and here is your folder. And one thing I like about the folders, besides the transition, is it looks like there really isn't a limit to how many apps you can have in one folder. Obviously, there's a lot more than you used to be able to, and I haven't filled this one up, so that's always a good thing. But going back to the home page, looking at iOS 7 and how it's been designed, it really has a more flat design. All the icons have a more flatter appeal to them, and same thing with the dock. Now the dock has been redesigned, and it's just this like giant fuzzy bar. I really don't like the dock. I think it's too noticeable, I don't know, but I think it stands out too much, which I don't really like. But nonetheless, though, really I kind of like all these icons. I don't really have a big problem with them. They do look pretty nice, especially with this background. And quickly actually mentioning the background, I don't know if you're able to see this, but if you tilt your iPad a little bit, they're actually the background kind of moves with your movements. You probably can't really see it, but in real life it actually is kind of cool. I mean, it's nothing big, but just a little thing. But let's take a look at a few apps within iOS 7. So opening up Safari, whoa, transition. But besides that, it's pretty much been simplified. There's less things to look at, which is always a good thing. Okay, maybe it's not always a good thing, but let's move on. Anyway, looking a little bit more into Safari, there's of course your back and forward button, which we've always had. There also is your printer share button, so you can share it to Facebook, Twitter, mail, message. You can also bookmark it, add it to reading list, home screen, etc. Now they only have one bar to type in everything, which is nice that they simplified that. Here's your bookmark area and reading list. Also, there's iCloud. If you want to add a new tab, just click the plus button and type a website or go through your favorites. And mentioning something about iOS 7, it's actually kind of transparent. So if I scroll up, you see the red YouTube logo. Well, when I go up, you can kind of see there's a little red marking right here because this bar is kind of a little bit transparent. It's also very fuzzy, but that's how it's meant to be. I don't know how much you can actually see that, but in real life you can. So really that is Safari, so let's check out the amazing transition. But in all seriousness, all the apps built into iOS 7 have been redesigned to fit more of the flat design. Taking a look at, well, messages, nothing too fancy here, but in my opinion, it's actually too white. I mean, it is really white, but even the keyboard, there's no way of changing that. It's white, and that's all. And I really wish Apple did a little bit more to make it more colorful, or at least have different themes. So if you don't want it to be all white, you can make it a black/grayish color. And even looking at settings, it still is very white. I mean, it's nice that they at least have these colors on the side, but still, there's no way of changing it, and I kind of wish they had some other themes so I could make it, again, another black or grayish color, and not just really white. So I want to move on to the camera app. So to do that, I'm going to open up the multitasking area. So just double click the home button, and here's a new multitasking area. Pretty cool, has been redesigned, obviously. Now, if you want to close an app within the multitasking section, you can just swipe up with one finger, and now that app, it has been removed. You can also do multiple fingers, 2 or 3. So that is pretty cool. But going to the camera, here's the camera, nothing too fancy, though it has been slightly altered. Now, for the back camera, the now is HDR. HDR is now supported on the back camera on the iPad 4th generation. Pretty cool. You also can swipe this way, and now you have a square image, I guess pretty much for Instagram. You can also change to video, so nothing too fancy. And of course the back camera, which here I am, yay! Moving on again though, taking a look at some other things within iOS 7. The notification center has been slightly redesigned. As you see, it is kind of transparent in the background. There also is some information about weather right here. And what's nice is now it's kind of more organized. So here's your notifications for today. You can also go to all notifications that you have missed. So pretty cool. One of the big things I like is quick access to settings. So if you slide up from the bottom, you have this nice little bar. Here's all your media stuff, so for volume, play, pause for all your music or whatnot. You can also access your airplane mode right here, turn airplane mode on or off, turn Wi-Fi on or off, same thing with Bluetooth. You can also put your iPad to sleep or just put it on mute. Then you can access your timer right here, your camera, and your brightness. There also is this new thing called AirDrop for the iPad. AirDrop will let you send files between devices. I haven't actually tried it on the iPad yet. I have tried it on my Mac and the Mac worked perfectly fine, so I'm guessing it's going to work fine on the iPad, though I haven't tried it out yet, so I'll let you know if anything changes. Now, if you're wondering how to search within iOS 7, you can't scroll sideways now. The search option is actually in the top, so just scroll down from anywhere on your screen, and there is your search option. I just want to say, I like this keyboard. I like the gray and black style. I wish Apple implemented that more within iOS 7, or at least gave the option to change to that style. But moving on yet again, I want to take a look at the Music app, because Apple has added something pretty cool to the Music app, which is iTunes Radio. iTunes Radio is basically the equivalent to Spotify or Pandora. It's an online streaming service for music. It is completely free, though you will have advertisements and I believe a limited number of songs you can play, or at least replay. I'm not exactly sure about that exactly. You can though actually pay for it and get unlimited service, but that's besides the point. Taking a look at it though, open up the Music app and Radio is in the bottom corner. So here's the radio. You can make your own stations if you please. I just have a Skrillex station, so you click it, and it's going to start playing right away. You can't actually skim through your music, though you can start and change to the next track. And if you really like the song, you can buy it by clicking the button in the top corner. I haven't used much of iTunes Radio yet, but I have used it a little bit, and it is pretty good, pretty high quality. I'll probably be replacing this with Spotify, though I'm not entirely sure. We're going to have to see about this. But nonetheless, though, it seems to have pretty nice hopes. Last thing we're going to mention in iOS 7 is Siri. Siri now has two voices. There is a female voice and a male voice. It also got redesigned like everything else. Find my friends. I guess I don't have any. So guys, that's iOS 7. Do you like it? Do you hate it? Do you have it? Let me know. Personally, as a whole, I really do like iOS 7. There are things here and there that I don't really like about the entire color scheme. Like in some areas, I think, like I said, it's just too white. And I think Apple can fix that though. Will they fix that? That's an entirely different story. I still have to give it a chance. There's still things I have to get used to pretty much. But overall, I'm liking it. But anyway guys, please tell me in the comment section below, of course, do you like it, do you hate it? I already went over this. Anyway though, like this video, subscribe, share with your friends, support the channel in any way you can. Also tell me down below if there's any specific videos you want to see on the channel. Anyway though guys, my name's Eric and I'm signing out. Hey, I found two!